Hello, this is my podcast of my test corrections of Test 2 in Calculus 1. The first question says, find f of the pi over 2 if f of x equals sine of x. So first what I'm going to do is take the derivative of sine. And pi over 2 equals sine of x. Well, I will replace the pi over 2 with x because you're trying to find pi over 2. Sine and the derivative of pi, which is 1, equals over 2. And then cosine, the derivative of sine is cosine. And you bring down that 1, so that becomes times 1 equals the prime, f prime over pi over 2. And cosine times 1 equals 1. The next question says, find f of 0 if f of x equals tan of x. First, write out the equation, f prime equals tan, and replace 0 with the x. Tan times 0, well no, you're going to find the derivative of tan. Derivative of tan is secant squared x, so you're going to replace x with 0. Secant squared equals 1 times 0, f 0, and the answer is 1. Okay, number 3 says find f of pi over 3 if f of x equals cosecant x. You're going to prime your function. Pi over 3 equals secant. Replace the pi over 3 for x. Then you're going to find the, well, you really have to know trig if, when you're trying to solve this equation. So basically, pi over 3 equals sine 3 over 2. So f of pi over 3. And then prime your function, pi over 3. And that gives you, you should flip this. So you can put your radical at the bottom, so it'll be 2 over the square root of 3. Number 5 says find the first and the second derivative of the function. The equation is f of x equals the root of 3 of x over 4 plus 3x to the negative squared. First, I'm going to find the derivative of this function, and then I'm going to do the derivative of it again. Okay, so f prime equals, I'm going to change this and put this in parentheses, so I will put x to the 1/3 over 4 plus 3x squared. I have not found the derivative yet. So now what am I going to do is I'm going to multiply the 1/3 in front of the 1x. And then I'm going to subtract 1 from the 1/3. 1/3 minus 3 over 3 equals 1. The least common multiple is 3. 3 going to 3 one time. 3 going to 3 one time. 1 times 1 is 1. So you're going to subtract that. It gives you a negative 2/3. So negative 2/3 plus negative 2 times 3 is 6. X to the negative 3. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite this problem. I'm going to multiply it out. So x over 2/3 over 12 plus 6x minus 3. Okay, now I'm going to find the second derivative. This is the first one. The second derivative, I will multiply the 2/3 again in front, so -2 2/3 times x 12 times 12 plus 18x to the -4th. And I will reduce this, which would be 2/36 x 2/3 3/3 3 3 1 3 2, so it's 1/3 to the 1/3 plus 18x to the -4th. And this can be canceled out to 1. So it can be canceled out to x to the 1/3 over 18 plus 18 x to the -4th. Okay, number 7. Find the derivative of the function f of x equals 2x plus x squared over 6 minus 7 to the -4th power. This is the chain rule, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this. I'm going to write this problem out first, and then I'm going to multiply the inside function. So f of x equals 2x plus x squared over 6 minus 7, close parentheses, -4. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to multiply the -4 in front of the equation. So it'll be -4, and I'm going to subtract 1, which will give me 5. -5. Now I'm going to find the derivative of this inside function. 2x plus x squared over 6 minus 7. And we write the equation down here. F prime equals -4, 2x plus x squared over 6 minus 7, close parentheses, -5, times the derivative of 2x, which is 2. The derivative of x squared over 6 is 2x over 6. And the derivative of 7 is 0. So I'm going to reduce this again right here to f prime equals -4, 2x plus x squared over 6 minus 7, close parentheses, -5. I'm going to multiply the 2 times the 4, since it's a constant by itself. So -2 times 4 is -8. And it's plus, you can reduce this to 1/3, so it'll be x over 3. Number 8 is find the derivative of f of x equals the square root of 2 plus 4e to the 4x. I will be using the chain rule for this as well. So f of x equals, I'm going to change the radical and put it in parentheses, so it'll be 2 plus 4e to the 4x, 1/2, because up under here, the radical is 2, and right here is 1. So I'm going to prime my function, multiply the 1/2 in front of the equation, and then I'm going to put the equation down here, plus 4e to the 4x, times the derivative of this inside function, which is 2 plus 4e to the 4x. So I rewrite the equation again, 2 plus 4e to the 4x, times the derivative of 2 is 0, that equals 0, and the derivative of, you will multiply the 4 in front of this 4 because you're trying to find the derivative of it. but this does not change. E to the x will always be e to the x, so it'll just still stay the same as e to the 4x. So 4 times 4 is 16 e to the 4x, and then you will multiply that times the 116 e to the 4x, over 2 plus 4e to the 4x, which will give you 16e to the 4x over 2 times 2 plus 4e to the 4x. It can be reduced to 8e to the 4x over 2 plus 4e to the 4x. It can be written out as this. So it'll be 8e to the 4x, 2 plus 4e to the 4x, 1/2. And the last problem, find the equation of a line of tangent to the graph of f of x equals 1 over 1 plus x at the point 1 plus 1/2. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the derivative of this equation. I'm going to use the quotient rule, which is the bottom function times the top minus the top function times the bottom all over the bottom squared. So 1 plus x times the derivative of 1 plus 1 times the derivative of 1 plus x all over 1 plus x squared. Okay, so that now this equals 1 plus x times 1 plus 1 times 1 plus x, which will give you 1 plus x plus 1 plus x all over 1 plus x squared. Now you're going to plug in your x value in here. So it'll be 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, all over 1 plus 1 squared. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2, all over. And 1 plus 1 is 2, this is 4. So they give you 1 plus 1. You 4 over 4. So now you're going to use, it should be 1 over 5. So now you're going to use the point slope, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. You're going to plug in your x and y values and your slope. So you're going to put y minus 1/2 equals, the slope is just 1/4 times x minus 1. So y minus 1/2 equals 1/4 x minus minus 1/2. So 1, subtract, you add 1/2 to get y by itself. 1/2, and that cancels out, so it'll be y equals 1/4 x, 1/4 x plus 1/8. And that is your line of tangent.